rapper boyfriend, 30, is found guilty of killing Holby City star's daughter by feeding her 6 times usual dose of party drug 2CP, then filming her dying from overdose at Bestival. A grime star was today found guilty of killing the daughter of Holby City actor John Michie at a music festival. Sian Broughton, 30, had been on trial at Winchester Crown Court accused of being responsible for the death of his girlfriend Luella Fletcher Michie, 24. The yoga and dance teacher took Class A party drug 2CP at Bestival at Lilworth Castle in Dorset on September 10, 2017 and died in Woodland an hour before her 25th birthday. Broughton, of Enfield, North London, had denied manslaughter by gross negligence in supplying the drug, and was accused of failing to take reasonable action to help her get medical attention. He was also accused of giving Miss Fletcher Michie a bumped-up dose of the synthetic Class A substance. The jury at the court in Hampshire had begun deliberating at 12 p.m. yesterday. Miss Fletcher Michie, who grew up in a £1.2 million home in Islington, North London, is thought to be the first person to have died after taking the drug. Miss Fletcher Michie only had limited experience of drugs but had a fatal attraction to grime artist Broughton, the trial previously heard. After giving her the 2CP, the defendant filmed her when she was hallucinating before recording images of her corpse on his phone, jurors were told. She initially had a 90% chance of recovery. But jurors were told that instead of phoning 999, Broughton stayed in a secluded wooded area at Bestival. He was claimed to have documented her decline in mental distress in disturbing videos and photos. The court heard Broughton didn't want to be arrested because he was serving a suspended sentence at the time. His girlfriend was dead by the time he eventually emerged from the trees and alerted festival staff to her condition. Yesterday, Dorset police released mobile phone footage showing the couple playing around with some fairy lights inside a tent at the festival before she became ill. A voice is heard to say "Festival Fairy Luella," followed by Miss Fletcher Michie, smiling, saying "Pixie Love" while a third person held the camera phone. Images were also released by Dorset police during the trial showing Miss Fletcher Michie walking with Broughton, captured by CCTV at the festival 2 years ago. They show the couple walking in the site before Miss Fletcher Michie began hallucinating in Woodland, where she became seriously ill. A photograph of a small plastic bag containing white powder found in Broughton's phone case was also released. During the trial at the court in Hampshire, the jury was told that Miss Fletcher Michie might not have been saved even if she had received earlier medical help. The prosecution had claimed Broughton failed to take reasonable action to get medical help for Miss Fletcher Michie. But Broughton's barrister Stephen Camlish QC said on Tuesday the jury a lack of medical information about the effects of the drug meant it was impossible to tell whether any action taken by the defendant could have prevented her death. He added the toxicology report was inconclusive about the amount of the drug Miss Fletcher Michie had taken. Mr. Camlish said the prosecution expert, Professor Charles Deacon, a consultant in cardiac anesthesia and intensive care, had changed his opinion on the chances of survival. He said Mr. Deacon first of all gave a cut-off point that she could have survived after 9:10 p.m. Mr. Camlish said the expert had changed this after a request for clarity from police and said she had, on the balance of probabilities, a 90% chance of survival with medical intervention after taking the drug. He said, there is a possibility that, even Professor Deacon himself acknowledged, that she might have taken so much that she could not have been saved while it was in her system, which means Sean cannot be held to blame, however bad you find his behavior. Why is someone being prosecuted for the death of someone who may never have survived? Mr. Camlish added, no one says he intended to cause her harm, they were going to have a good time, it was her birthday, she chose to take that drug. Something was different that day, she had never reacted that way before, you can't be sure, like Professor Deacon can't be sure, that she hadn't taken too much. He added, Sean, didn't want to leave her alone in the forest, he didn't think she was going to die, he didn't want to leave someone alone having a bad trip. You are not going to leave them alone in the forest until you think there is a risk of them dying. Mr. Camlish concluded, to criminalize him for this would not be just.